Alright, we're back. And we got a good one today. I had one hell of a triple mail call. A triple mail call today. But anyhow, this is what we're going to be using. Noble Otter's Northern Elixir. And look at that. Look at that cool looking otter with the little mean mugging wizard hat on. Just awesome. I mean, the labels, you've come to expect the labels to just be badass from Noble Otter. So let's take a look at these scent notes. Eucalyptus, lavender, peppermint, cedarwood, vetiver, and frost. And of course frost is more of a, it's putting you in the mind state rather than an actual smelling scent note. It's more of kind of like putting you in a place for you to kind of envision what they're going for. But you gotta love it. You gotta love the like shine of the gold flake in there, creating that atmospheric kind of background. Just awesome as always. Upgraded ingredients list. I believe this is in the new Noble Otter base. I don't know if it has some fancy nickname or not. Oh, this smells nice. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a nice, like, a nice fresh scent, and it almost tingles the nostrils, giving you that frost sensation. Okay, so I get peppermint. I get a good blast of peppermint, but I think the eucalyptus is intertwined within that fairly well. I don't find this too dark, although I do think it is grounded with the vetiver. It's not overly bright, but I do think there's a sharp blast up front. It's not too woody to me. I'm not getting a whole hell of a lot of the cedar, but it's probably somewhere in the body. I think this is a great scent. I think this is going to be a good one pretty much year-round for me. Some people might lay off in the wintertime, but this is going to be a great one for me. Northern Elixir by Noble Otter. Alright. We got some of that loaded up into our Lancaster bowl. Never used this base before. Of course, I am assuming that it is the new base. This is that darn Rob and some distilled water. Go ahead and wring that out for you. It's got that Fanchurian knot on top, and got that cool little coin on the bottom, and then this nice dyed purple wood with a black topper. And I love this little arch that's in the grain. I love that. I always face it towards my pictures because I just love that. Alright. We're also going to be getting a straight razor shave in. But before we get too far, let's show this crazy can. From Drecker. Just some madness going on. You pretty much know just from the can that it's going to be some sort of hazy IPA, because they all go full hype beast with the artwork. And this one just so happens to be a double IPA. Alright. Alright, so this got some nice citrus, as per usual, because hops have a lot of citrus notes. But I do get a little bit of pine out of that nose. Yeah, and that's a pretty mellow experience there. Kind of surprisingly. Probably because it's heavy on the malts. It has a nice sweetness to it. If you don't know, double IPAs, they just kind of like double the additions. It's kind of like double the hop bill, double the malt bill. But what happens is you can only perceive so much bitterness. And that's not to say that, you know, a shit ton of hops is always going to be bitter, because some hops are more there for aroma than they are actual for bittering. There's bittering hops, there's aroma hops, or, you know, all different types of stuff. All right, real quick. I'm starting to get pasty. That first edition was kind of soaked in real well. So we're gonna add a little bit more here. See what that gets us. But yeah, it has a nice, just mellow, kind of hop character. I think it has more sweetness than actual bitterness, and I'm totally fine with that. And a lot of the sweetness comes from the grains, the malts, and they carry the majority of the sweetness that gets converted into alcohol by the yeast. So there's your little beer lesson for the day. Alright, back to the soap. This is becoming much more creamy, and I will say it probably has a 6 out of 10 scent strength, but because that peppermint is so kind of sharp, that peppermint and eucalyptus kind of jump out at you, and it's easy to perceive because of that. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with one more addition just to see what it does. Alright. That'll probably get us there. I got a ton of soap forming. It looks it looks like great stuff. I cannot lie. It looks like great stuff, and it smells great. Total winner for me. You know, I don't buy every Noble Otter release, but every one that I have got is just fantastic. Oh man. Alright, let's just look at that. Just fantastic. Alright, we'll go ahead and run a little bit of water. We're going to be getting a straight razor shave in. Haven't got one of those in a while. Just because the newest additions to the den were a DE and an SE. So I've kind of been having fun with those. But it's time to get back on the straight razor wagon. And this Fanchurian knot on my That Darn Rob is just so damn enjoyable. Very soft tips. They gel, but I wouldn't say they're overdone. And they're soft, but they have a decent amount of backbone. I've never thought this brush was particularly the best for bull lathering, but if I was a face latherer, I think I would love this brush. Alright. Let's try to spin some of that out of there. And man, and the mail calls aren't even over. I sent the double duck to Frank, so he could give it a hone, and he said he was gonna try to clean it up a little bit for me, as well as tighten up those pins. So hopefully when he pulls that off, because I have no doubt he will, when he pulls it off and it's back in the den, I will have one hell of a beautiful razor that's just honed to perfection, and I'm just gonna love the thing. So that's what I'm hoping for. Oh, that's good. All right, right here. Focus on the razor. This is my vintage Kukri with Osiris Bladeworks scales and that beautiful spine work. I love that. That's what made me buy it. And this has, the soap has artificial menthol, so I am feeling a chill beginning to arise. And I would say it's fairly mild. At this point, anyways. Let's go ahead and I'll wipe that off. Switch hands, try to get this out of the way. It's good to have a straight back in my hands, straight razor. It's been a minute, but I definitely was thinking about them while I was away. All right. See if I remember how to do this here. Alright, so far so good anyhow. I do feel like this has a nice kind of above medium kind of, the soap is dense, but I wouldn't say it's the densest soap I've ever felt. And you know what just crossed my mind? I said the other day that I wasn't quick to jump on new bases. But honestly, I was buying this one for the scent. For those of you that were thinking of calling me out, I bought it for the scent, alright? Not for the base. But, since it's here, I might as well, you know, might as well make some remarks about it. Alright, I think we got that side decently enough. Let's try to switch sides here and get this side. I think this stuff is plenty slick. Noble Arter's previous base, I always thought was good. I'm not going to jump out the window and say this is way better. But I do think from my initial impressions here, some pretty good stuff. Alright, and one pass down, 1 day's growth. That blade is still feeling comfortable as hell. I mean, if nothing else, if the beautiful scales didn't do it for you from Osiris Bladeworks, and these natural wood scales with all the beautiful burl didn't tickle your fancy, if nothing else, that grind or that hone work is perfect for me. I mean, it's comfortable as hell, and I've never had a problem getting a close shave with it. Alright, let's lather up the past two. Try to get the last little bit off the walls here. It's always a bummer when I go to clean out my bowl and I see little bits of refugee soap trying to hide in the nooks and crannies in my bowl. Gotta get that out of there. put that shit to work. Alright, upon second application here, I feel like the cooling has stepped up a notch, but still nothing to be scared of. I would say it went from kind of a maybe just below medium chill to now approaching medium. But I gotta say, with my experience with mentholated soaps and artificial menthol, I have not thought anything was that cold. So, take my impressions with a grain of salt, because I've seen others say things were, you know, freezing their face off, and I thought it was barely there. So, I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's them. I don't know. But that's what I'm getting. At this point, just a medium chill. Alright, against the grain. Alright. Yeah, I think this stuff is plenty slick. I think it has a nice kind of like between medium and high density. It does have a weight on your face, but it's not the most dense that I've came across. But it does have a nice weight to it. I like that. I think it feels good to have that just like, kind of like ultra dense, you know, layer. Personal preference. Soaps can be slick without being dense. Look at Williams. Slick, but it's not very dense whatsoever. It's pretty airy no matter what you do to it. But this has kind of like between medium and high density, somewhere in the middle there, mid-high density. And I think it maintains a pretty damn good lather stability. And I think it's slick as hell. So really, I ain't got much to bitch about with this soap. And really, I wasn't expecting to. You know, Noble Otter didn't hype this up. And in one way, or, you know, the way my mind works is a lot of people in this industry hype up, you know, I got something new coming. And I don't really feel like Noble Otter did that. And some people might, you know, get the impression that they didn't hype it up because they weren't confident in it. I get the opposite impression. I think they didn't hype it up because they were confident in it, and they'll let the product speak for itself. I don't want to talk you into buying this. That decision is kind of yours to make. And I still do believe in kind of waiting for that honeymoon phase to be over, because my next shave with this might be terrible. But the these first impressions right here. This is a pretty damn good product. Pretty damn good indeed. I haven't, you know, obviously I haven't got a chance to test the post-shave. But that provided me with one hell of a platform to shave with. I'm just gonna kind of get a little face wash in, kind of like my buddy Jack does, and I think he took that from Kevy, and who knows if Kevy took that from someone else, but I don't do this every shave, obviously, because I never edit it and you guys see the whole thing. But let's just see what this post shave is made out of, huh? I don't quite look like Jack did when he did the whole Lather man on the Lather battles. I don't think I quite went that far. But you know, this might have been a bad idea, putting it all around the eyes. No, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that cold, so I'm not really worried about it. Just about medium cold is where it peaked out. Medium chill factor. But very nice. Very, very nice. I think we got a damn fine shave at least. Yeah. Very close. Very smooth. Great scent. The razor felt good. The soap performed well. Didn't dissipate on me. Yeah. Nothing to bitch about here. I don't know. Where I do think a lot of people are going to enjoy this scent. Maybe the sharpness of the peppermint and eucalyptus might not be for everybody. But I think it creates a very enjoyable blend that's somewhat familiar. But I think it's it has enough imagination to stand out and really be appreciated. All right, and we're gonna finish up with the matching post shave, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of beard care, because when I was up in the woods, my beard did not get much love, and man, do I feel it. All right. We got the matching aftershave right there. Awesome labels. Awesome, awesome labels. Got the ingredients list right there. Give it a little shake. Always shake your aftershaves. Oh man. Oh man. I don't know if the aftershave is artificially mentholated. Yeah, that stuff smells nice. Especially today was a somewhat hot day, getting up to 80 degrees. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a big boy, and as soon as it gets over 70 degrees, I don't like that shit. 70 is my max, and then I'm no longer in my comfort zone. All right, I'm gonna be finishing that off with a tester here for some beard product. Excited to use that. And maybe down the road I'll give you guys some impressions on that. But for now, that's all for me. So, Noble Otter's Northern Elixir. Home run. Home run for me. And the first use of that new base was real good, real good. Those are my initial impressions. I still recommend waiting past that honeymoon phase, but do what you will. I use my Kukri, my vintage Kukri here, with the Osiris Bladeworks scales. Love that thing. I don't think I could have picked a better starting straight razor, to be honest. Super satisfied with my purchase. My Lancaster bowl, still got plenty of lather. My That Darn Rub brush, I love this thing. I think it's gorgeous. My camera never does it justice. And if I wasn't such a cheapskate, I would do something about that. But I am. I also had my lovely beer from Drecker. And that's all for me. So cheers, guys. And I'll see you guys on the next one.